Well, good Monday morning from Chicago, or Carroll Stream, Illinois, I should say. And it snowed about an inch and a half while I was here sleeping last night. I'm here at my customer, Carroll Stream, Illinois. The roads were pretty clear when I got here this morning, or last night, but it snowed overnight, so here's what we got. So I haven't even seen anybody here yet. So I'm gonna take my paperwork and walk over there, as I remember the check-in doors over there, and see if anything's stirring. And then I've got my snow-covered tarps at this point. See my load here. Got snow all over the tarp, so it's gonna be fun. All right, more later. Okay guys, let me give you a little update. I think last time I talked to you I was outside in the snow, but shortly after I turned the camera off, the unloader guy told me to back on in. So I've backed in to this bay, and I was able to untarp and unsecure in the bay and not out in the snow, so that's a plus. And he asked me when I was taking my tarps off to dump the snow on this side, so a lot of it's already melted. But man, it's a lot harder to roll up your tarps and get them tiny when there's 2 inches of snow on them. But anyway, I've got all my chains, my straps, my pads, everything put up, straps. So once he gets them unloaded, all I gotta do is put my timbers back under there. I don't know where he's been, you know. It took me about 40 minutes to get all that stuff put away, and he hasn't come back, so it's gonna be a while, I guess. I remember this place being kind of a slow, here's one of my bungees. I remember this place being kind of a slow unload, because I've got, you know, 9 bundles here, and as I remember, he'll take one bundle off at a time. I think I remember having to get up there and help them. But what they do, and I'll try to show you this if I can, but what I remember is they take a bundle off and lay it right here on this little apparatus, and then it goes over there and gets unloaded, you know, rolls off, and then, you know, gets moved around somehow. And I'll tell you too, in fact, I had a guy just send me a message on YouTube earlier today. He had seen a video where I picked up this load in Fort Smith, and it's what you call gray bar. You know, typically, you know, a lot of the stuff you get out of Fort Smith, we term it gray bar. And then there's stuff that typically they keep inside, and they don't want it out in the weather. It's called shiny bar. See, this is all rusty and ugly, dirty, because it's just kept out in the yard. So you might call this gray bar. And during the warmer months, we might not have to tarp this product. A lot of the stuff we get out of Fort Smith does not have to be tarped during the warmer months, but during the winter, when there's road chemicals being put out on the roads to melt the snow and ice, our customers want it tarped just to keep all that off. So it was perfect timing, because there's another truck outside that came in after me, and he's not tarped. It's not a Maverick driver, but his load is not tarped. You know, it looked like he's carrying the same kind of stuff I've got, but he's not tarped. Of course, he's got 2 inches of snow on the load now, which the unloader said that's not really a problem, but it's the road chemicals, because they take this stuff and heat it up in their process over here somehow. and those chemicals will, you know, they're flammable in some ways. So that's the problem. And he told that other driver when he came inside, you know, that his load's supposed to be tarp. So I don't know if he's going to reject the load or what. I didn't hear the whole conversation, but that's how the tarping goes, you know. It's kind of a seasonal thing with some of our customers anyway. And it depends on what they're doing with the bar, I guess. So anyway, that's what we're doing. I'm just waiting for the guy to come back so we can start unloading. All right, more later. Well guys, I've gotten unloaded. Sorry I wasn't able to get any footage of the unload, but Fred, my unloader, said they didn't like people filming in there. So I respect that. Took a while. It's 9:22 right now. And as you can see, it ain't gonna be any fun getting around Chicago. They've sent me my next order, which is picking up at a U.S. steel plant in Gary, Indiana, which is kind of around the southern tip of Chicago. So it ain't gonna be any fun. I'm not gonna get into any hurry because I'm expecting this to be just a mess of a journey. I'm gonna pull up here on this hill, get out of this other guy's way so he can back in, and send in my paperwork. Kind of plotting my course. So yeah, it snowed a good couple inches last night, and it's still snowing, as you can see. All right, get back to you. Well folks, let me give you an update. You know, I left Carroll Stream, Illinois, and they sent me to Gary, Indiana, which is just on the southern side of Chicago. It was about on a good day, probably hour and a half or less. But today, with the snow and all, it was much slower. And I called my fleet manager because they had me at an 11 o'clock appointment. So even on a good day with clear roads, I would have had a tough time getting there by 11. But this is a U.S. Steel location. I don't think I've ever been to this particular one. And they give you an extra 30 minutes. So I had until 11:30 to get here and still be able to check in. But I didn't get here till about 11:45. So went in and tried to check in and said I was too late for my pickup. So I've been waiting about 45 minutes. You know, I sent a message in letting them know I was too late. Nothing. You know, people are at lunch and stuff. Called in, got the fill-in fleet manager who put me on hold. You know, he was busy, and didn't hear back. So after about 30 more minutes, I called, got my fleet manager. He had not seen my message yet that I had missed my appointment, so I told him, and he said he'd get with the ALM. So I'm expecting that they're going to just contact US Steel and give me a fresh appointment. You know, I've had that happen before a while back at a different US Steel, and it's just a matter of resetting the appointment. You know, it's all kind of silly, but that's how they do it. But there's been a lot of trucks coming in and out of here. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to this particular location. Let me kind of give you a shot. This is just kind of the holding lot here. You can still see there's tons of snow. There's a little check-in trailer office over there where they have 3 kiosks where you have to sign in, you know, punch in your driver's license number and answer some questions, all of that stuff. But yeah, so kind of a bummer. I've already lost about an hour, a little over an hour of time just sitting here. So just waiting now. I wish they would have tried to adjust my appointment when I first called, to warn them that I didn't think I was going to be able to get here in time with the roads the way they were. I don't know if they have much flexibility with that or not. And I may totally lose that order. I don't know. Hopefully I'll find out something here shortly. All right, that's all I got for now. Oh, and I want to add too, this place was, you know, not knowing how to get here, not ever being here before, this place was hard to find. You know, it's down in the region of, you know, kind of between I-90 and the bottom tip of, what is it, Lake Michigan? It comes right down to Chicago. And there's lots of railroad tracks and overpasses. In fact, there's a lot of railroad overpasses that warn, you know, no semi trucks. And even getting into here, I had to go under, there was some that said, you know, height 12.7. I'm not sure exactly how tall this truck is. I'd always kind of gone with 13 foot. But I saw some other trucks similar to mine that were going through, so I felt like I was okay. And our work instructions say, you know, if you have a condo truck, you know, like a trainer truck with Maverick, not to come in here. You can't load here. So yeah, so that, you know, the GPS, the company GPS took me to the wrong entrance, you know, 2 or 3 miles away. And I called the number, you know, for US Steel, and the guy kind of told me where to go to get to the right entrance. You know, this is a big place. So yeah, that cost me some time too, because the GPS took me to a different place. So that slowed me down too. All right, more later. Okay guys, let me show you real quick my coil. Got a coil here, weighs about 40, oh I forget, a little under 48,000. So I got 4 chains crossed through the eye, padded edge protectors, trip chain here in the front, and I got 3 chains over the top. Really just needed 2, I said chains, I meant straps. I really needed just 2, but this coil's so long, I went ahead and put 3. So there's a look at it right there. Pretty long coil, but I'll be able to easily cover it with one vinyl tarp. So I'm going to put a canvas tarp over just to protect the vinyl, and then get a vinyl one over and hit the road. This is a big place, man. Confusing too if you've never been here before. But once you get in the loading area, they're quick to put the coil on, I'll give them that. So I'm the only truck, most of the trucks that come in here were canopy trucks. I'm the only one that I've seen that actually has the tarp. So let me get to work. Okay folks, gotten it secured and tarped. Thought I'd show you a little bit of getting out of here. You know, they only brought 1 truck in after me, so I guess either they're taking a break or they quit loading around 1 or 1:30, which was kind of nice because I didn't have much activity around me in here while I was talking. Woo, so it's 2:40. I think I'll try to make it to the Madison Maverick yard in Madison, Illinois. I've got plenty of time to get there unless I run into a bunch of road problems. This load goes to Catoosa, Oklahoma, which is near Tulsa. This is a big place. I didn't have the camera going earlier either, but when I was driving around the back side of this building, I could actually see, I mean, I was probably about 75 or 80 yards from the bottom banks of, I guess it's Lake Michigan. So just to give you some sense of where this place is, it's probably been here forever. Shipping steel all over the country. So this is U.S. Steel. This is the place that's rumored to be bringing in some sort of facility up in the Osceola, Arkansas area, northeast Arkansas. Kind of excited to learn more about that. Okay. So the sign says truck exit this way. I need to put myself on yard move. This is my first time at this place, so it's been a learning experience. Very confusing place to get around in if you don't already know it. The GPS didn't bring me to the right place. Had trouble finding the signage on the warehouse I was supposed to go in. It was just all messed up. But, like I did, you know, you just stop and ask somebody. Okay, here's a sign here. It says exit, pull forward. Exit only on green light. Okay. I need a green light. All right, I'll give you some more later. Okay, well, I had to get out and walk up to the sensor to get it to open. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Okay. Man, my truck is all dirty again. Maybe I can get it washed at Madison. Okay. Yeah, I wonder how long this place has been here. Probably since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. Oh boy. Alright, I gotta stop for all these stop signs. See if I can find my way back out to the scale house. Good thing is, says it's 41 degrees. So at least everything ought to be melting off the roads. Bad thing is that's going to make for a slushy ride. That's better than a slippery ride though. Alright, so see if we can figure out how to get out of this place. Boy, they got a lot of steel here. This place is a lot bigger than what I've been able to show you. I mean, it's got, there's warehouse number 26. I mean, there's just warehouse after warehouse back here. And huge railroad operation, as you can see straight ahead. And back behind me now is Lake Michigan. Yeah, they must have stopped loading around 1:30 because, man, this place was busy with trucks when I first got here about 11:45. Unfortunately, you know, I lost an hour and a half waiting around because I was late for my appointment window. But the weird thing is, all they do is the Maverick people contact somebody and they just moved it to 1 o'clock. Of course, it was almost 1 o'clock when they told me that, but you know, I'm just sitting there the whole time. It's just a matter of booking an appointment. It's kind of weird, but that's their process. I guess they do that to encourage people to be on time. Okay, so I don't know exactly which way. I see the scale house off to my left here. I'm just not sure what's the proper way to get there. Yeah, it wouldn't bother me any if I don't come back to this place. Hard to get into, you know, but next time I'll hopefully remember a little more about it. That's what, you know, it helps a lot the longer you've been out here because you get familiar with a lot of these places. It's really confusing sometimes going into a place you've never been, especially a huge place like this. I'm gonna let these cars go by. And you can see the scale house there in front. I'm gonna scale out, get my shipping documents, and go out to the lot there, make me a cup of coffee, send in my leaving shipper, and hit the road. All right, more later.